Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my latest video in Kerbal Space Program. Today I'll be demonstrating a relatively easy way to build a GPS, GLONASS or Galileo-style satellite constellation. First, we launch our first satellite into an orbit of our choosing. In this example, it's a 250 by 250 km orbit with an inclination of 60 degrees. I've chosen to take a constellation similar to the European Galileo system that's currently under construction, which means there are 3 evenly spaced orbital planes with 8 satellites in each, for a total of 24 satellites. If you'd rather make something resembling the American GPS system, you simply replace that by 6 orbital planes with 4 satellites in each. I'm using a rocket that launches several satellites at the same time, which speeds up the process a little, but you don't have to do it. Simply rendezvous with the previously launched satellite to continue from the point you see here. I'll be showing that process in a little while. Anyway, as we're putting 8 satellites in this orbit, we want to shift the next satellite 1/8 of an orbit forwards or backwards. And we do this by looking at the orbital period readout near the top of the screen, dividing it by 8 and then multiplying it by 7 if you want to go in front of the previous satellite, or multiplying it by 9 if you want to go behind it. Then raise or lower your orbit to match that period, and after going around the orbit once, circularize to match the orbit of the other satellites. If you're doing a GPS-style constellation, divide by 4 and multiply by 3 and 5 respectively. Do make sure that your periapsis does not drop below the top of the atmosphere. Repeat this process until you've filled the entire orbital plane up. I will now be demonstrating a rendezvous. As there are plenty of videos on YouTube about this topic, I will not be explaining all the steps. Now that you've completed one plane, I'll show you how to start the next one. A reasonably accurate and very simple way is to time warp until your launch pad is right underneath the orbital plane, and then time warp. Kerbin rotates once every 6 hours, so if you want to make 3 planes, you divide that by 3 to find 2 hours, which is how far you should time warp before launching. If you're doing a GPS-style constellation, divide by 6 to find 1 hour, and time warp by that amount before launching. Now repeat the process of filling up your orbital plane and continue until you've finished the entire satellite constellation. Congratulations, you've built a positioning system. Hopefully, this will stop your Kerbals from getting lost. Thanks for watching and goodbye.